Moana 2's post-credits scene explained. Note: this video contains major spoilers. Disney incorporated a post-credits scene in Moana 2 that provides a glimpse into the future trajectory of the franchise storyline in Moana 3. This second installment in the animated Disney movie series reunites Moana, Auli'i Cravalho, and Maui, Dwayne Johnson, for another adventurous undertaking. Their journey leads them to a conflict with Matangi, Awhimai Fraser, a servant of Nalo, the lightning god responsible for submerging the Motufenu junction point to prevent humanity from discovering one another. By the culmination of Moana 2, Moana and Maui successfully accomplish their mission, liberating the ocean from Nalo's curse and paving the way for further exploration. In contrast to the original film, Disney and the sequel's filmmakers, who initially intended for it to be a Disney Plus TV series, chose to establish the next installment more directly. Moana 2 features a mid-credits scene, but there is no additional scene at the end of the credits. This post-credits scene is crucial for the franchise's future, rather than serving as a humorous, disposable moment for those watching Moana 2 in theaters or via streaming. Although Moana and Maui are not present in the scene, it directly impacts their futures. Mid-credits scene in Moana 2 showcases Nalo, Matangi, and Tamatoa, a confluence of antagonists. The mid-credits scene of Moana 2 commences with the initial visual introduction of Nalo, a character whose presence had only been alluded to through Matangi's servitude. Having been established as a formidable entity, the storm god is depicted as a muscular, black deity with striking purple eyes. He expresses his discontent with Moana for counteracting his curse upon the ocean. The scene further reveals that Matangi, despite her covert assistance to Moana and Maui, has been resubjugated by Nalo, as evidenced by the lightning cuffs that bind her. The post-credits scene of Moana 2 leaves the audience with questions about how Matangi returns to Nalo's control. Prior to this scene, Matangi is last shown assisting Moana, Maui, and their crew as they navigate the spirit-filled seas in an attempt to raise Motufenu from the ocean. Matangi's belief is that by breaking the curse Nalo has placed on the ocean, she will also achieve freedom from him. While the curse is indeed broken in Moana 2, the post-credits scene reveals that Matangi remains under Nalo's control. It is plausible that Moana and Maui's actions inadvertently resulted in Matangi's return to Nalo against her will. The mid-credits scene of Moana 2 concludes with the unexpected return of Tamatoa, the colossal crustacean with an affinity for gleaming treasures, who was first introduced in the original film. Tamatoa establishes a connection with Nalo and Matangi, revealing his shared desire for retribution against Moana and Maui. This stems from the events of Moana, where he was deceived and left bereft of both the heart of Tefiti and Maui's enchanted fishhook. Consequently, the closing scene presents the audience with an alliance of three of Moana's most formidable adversaries, united by a common objective. Post-credits scene in Moana 2 hints at Nalo's continued pursuit of revenge. The conclusion of Moana 2 suggests that the film's antagonist, Nalo, is not yet finished with her quest for vengeance. While Nalo poses a significant threat to Moana and Maui throughout Moana 2, his off-screen presence diminishes his role as a personal antagonist. However, this changes in the post-credits scene, where the physical form of the lightning god is fully revealed. Nalo is visibly frustrated that his curse was broken by a human, Moana, despite her evolution into a demigod by the film's conclusion. The face-to-face encounter between Moana and Nalo in the sequel establishes him as a formidable adversary, though temporarily weakened, leaving him to re-evaluate his strategy. The post-credits scene of Moana 2 features Nalo declaring that his conflict with Moana is far from over. He remains determined to defeat her and vows to continue the fight. This scene is significant for the future of the Moana franchise as it establishes Nalo as the primary antagonist, likely to return in Moana 3. In the second installment, Nalo relied heavily on Matangi to carry out his plans. Therefore, his personal desire for revenge suggests that he will take a more active role in future conflicts, potentially becoming a direct threat to Moana. How the post-credits scene in Moana 2 establishes the foundation for Moana 3. Moana and Maui may face their former adversaries in a future installment. The post-credits scene in Moana 2 is crucial for establishing the narrative foundation for Moana 3. The inclusion of this scene suggests that the filmmakers anticipate a third installment in the franchise. Notably, the original Moana film did not feature a post-credits scene teasing a sequel, indicating that the decision to include one in the second film was deliberate and purposeful. This strategic move implies a clear direction for the franchise's future. Consequently, the post-credits scene in Moana 2 effectively lays the groundwork for the storyline of Moana 3. While a third installment in the Moana franchise has not yet been officially confirmed, the sequel's narrative is likely to delve into Talo's pursuit of vengeance. With Matangi once again under his influence and Tamatoa offering his support, the storm god is poised to present an even greater challenge for Moana and Maui in any future confrontation. The protagonists will face the formidable task of battling Talo directly while also contending with a resentful Tamatoa. Furthermore, the possibility exists for them to endeavor to liberate Matangi from Talo's control once more, potentially enlisting her as an ally in their struggle. In essence, the stage is set for another epic clash over the dominion of the oceans. This could position Moana 2's post-credits scene as a foreshadowing of the potential repercussions that Moana, Maui, and the ocean may face after their triumph. The film's conclusion depicts their encounter with individuals from other islands, suggesting a larger world to be discovered. However, this also implies a greater number of people who could be endangered by Talo and his cohorts. As Moana and Maui strive to unite and safeguard the islands, their task will become increasingly challenging. Talo could exploit this situation to his advantage in the sequel. Thus, Moana 3 is poised to be a grander action-adventure narrative with heightened stakes. Establishing Talo, Matangi, and Tamatoa as a trio of antagonists opposing Maui and Moana significantly elevates the sequel's narrative scope. This development is particularly fitting considering Moana's newfound status as a demigod, possessing powers that can aid Maui in their collective struggle. Their combined power levels suggest that Moana 3 could feature intensified action sequences or delve deeper into the franchise's mythological and lore elements.